Shalom, shalom, y'all. It's Brother Holston coming to y'all with a short little message. Just want to go over the foundations of the faith, or as we'll see right here, the principles of the doctrine of Christ, according to Hebrews chapter 6. I just wanted to speak on this word, man, because I noticed ever since just really rereading and restudying the resurrection from the dead, I'm speaking to this again, like I always say, I'm speaking of this from a place of humbleness and meekness, because I used to believe the same thing too, that, when we die, you float off to heaven. And, I thought Jesus was the only one that was supposed to be resurrected until, I start really studying these scriptures to show myself approved, man. But I'm speaking strictly on the resurrection of the dead, because this isn't really spoken on that much, I've noticed, in like mainstream churches, man, because the big everybody is in agreement on that you're going to heaven when you die, and not realizing that the kingdom is coming down, like Yahusha is coming back to the earth. So, I'm gonna start it off with Hebrews chapter 6 verse 1, and we're gonna I'm gonna read up to verse 3. So Hebrews chapter 6 verse 1, and it says, therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Christ, let us go on unto perfection. So Paul just told us, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Christ, going in maturity. These are things that young believers should already have established. So these are principles, these are foundational doctrines of Christ. These are foundational doctrines of the gospel. And the resurrection is a foundational doctrine that's not even taught, or it's thought of that, you're going to be raptured or something, or Jesus was the only one to be resurrected. So, finishing off that second half of verse 1, not laying again the foundation of repentance from dead works and of faith towards God, of the doctrine of baptisms and of laying on of hands, and of of resurrection of the dead, and of eternal judgment. And this will we do if God permit. So, some people, the reason why Paul said that, this will we do, leaving the doctrines of Christ if God permit, because a few verses up, in verse 12 of chapter 5,